Hello gemstones! Today in this video we are going to go over all of our different motions that you'll need to know. Motions are very important in cheer. They're pretty much the most basic fundamental thing we do, and they're in everything. They're not just in your motions, they're in your jumps, they're in choreography, they're in tumbling, they're in stunts. So it's really important that you have really solid motions. Okay, we want our motions to be tight and sharp. That's the main thing. Okay, so no noodle arms, right? We want to be tight. They call it hitting your motions for a reason, okay, because it's sharp and it's not just like lazy arms. Okay, so we're just going to go through all the different motions that you will run into. Well, as much of a list as I came up with. So our first motion is how we start pretty much everything. We start in set. You'll also hear it referred to as clean. Just kind of depends where you're at. So set means that our body is tight. We are squeezed in tight. Our heads are looking straight forward. Our arms are tight down at our sides. If I come by and pull you, you should be like a plank. Okay? Our hands are down at our sides. All right, they're not in front of us like this. They're to the side, okay? Our shoulders are nice and back. We should look tight. You shouldn't look like you're just hanging out like this, okay? You should be tight. One thing we notice a lot is the thumbs will come out like this. They need to be tucked in next to the rest of your fingers. All right, so that's set or clean. You'll hear it both ways. Another form of set that we like to call star set here at DD Cheer Factory is how you will set, say maybe at the beginning of competition or you're about to do a performance. Oftentimes your feet will be apart and your head will be down. Now in this position you are still very, very tight. Your arms are still tight down at your sides. Your thumbs are tucked in and your feet are forward. Okay, they're out, shoulder width apart, but they are facing forward and your head is down and you're ready to go. Okay, the second that music starts, you're ready to move. All right, so we like to call that star set. It's not an official name. Okay, next we have two different ways that we clap. So one is called a clap, and that is like this. Okay, so your hands are like prayer hands. Our elbows are out slightly. Now, in everywhere you go, people will do things slightly differently. So at DD Cheer Factory, we have our elbows floating out from our body. Okay, we make this perfect little triangle here. So we're not down in like this, and we're not way out like this, and our shoulders are nice and relaxed, but we still have energy flowing through our body. Okay, so we're not just kind of hanging out. This is still, you want to be sharp here. So this is a clap. Okay, now we're going to do a clasp, which what you're going to do is take your hands and bring them together like this. All right, so think about having like Barbie hands. So we see a lot of times like intertwining the fingers here. It's not like that, okay? I don't know how well you can see here. But imagine having like Barbie hands where all these fingers are stuck together and these thumbs, and put them together like this. Okay, now same thing, slightly out in front of our body. Where do we want our hands to be? Right in front of our chin, okay? Now again, you'll see other programs, you know, some people do it way up here, but here, we want to still be able to see your beautiful faces and your lovely smiles, but we want it to be nice and up here. Now, as you go through your motion drill and you start doing motions and you come back to a clasp, it's real easy to like come down here. Or you're doing a hop, we'll see this all the time, right? So every time you want to hit right here, right here. So not resting down on our bodies, out, okay? So next, really basic motion, this one you will hit all the time, is a high V. So on the high V, we're going to go up. My arms look like a V, right? Okay, so this is what we call our cinnamon rolls. These are our big cinnamon rolls. And on the back side is our little cinnamon rolls. So on the high V, you want your big cinnamon rolls facing forward. Okay, another thing to note, if I give you a side view, my high V is not out here at the side of my body. Okay, it's slightly in front of me. We can do that by moving our shoulders forward. Okay, now the other thing to notice is my shoulders aren't up here scrunched up by my ears. They are nice and relaxed down here, but my arms are still strong. So when we relax our shoulders, it doesn't mean that we just like relax our whole body and our arms, okay? We have to be strong like this. So you should be engaging your muscles every time you're doing motions. So the reason why we hit all of our motions in front of our body, and even like you can lean forward a little bit, because when you are out on a mat, a competition floor, and you have this huge audience behind you, the judges are far away from you, it's much more of an impact when we are hitting forward like that than when we're just straight back here. It just kind of looks boring, okay? So we hit forward, we're like, bam, look at us, right? Because we're the cheerleaders. Okay, so then we're going to move down to our low V. So you guessed it. It's down here in a V, like an upside down V, right? Okay, big cinnamon rolls are forward. Again, check your wrists are not bent. Same on the high V, okay? We'll see this and this. Make sure it's all straight in a line, all right? And then big cinnamon rolls forward on the low V. Again, I'm slightly in front of my body, okay? I'm not back here at the sides. I'm in front. Sometimes with the low V, what we'll see a lot is like you're kind of like way too far down here or down here. So really make sure you get that form right. When you're practicing your motions, get in front of a mirror and look and see what you look like. Because a lot of times we feel like we're doing it the right way, but we're not. So low V, like that. All right, then we're going to move to a T. The T is just straight out from our body. All right. Again, not back here. Forward. So if you're looking at me from the side, I'm not like this, I'm like this. Okay? Big cinnamon rolls are facing forward when your hands are in a fist. Now in, say, your toe touch or just other times, what we say is blades. That means your hands are straight out like this. So just like in the set position, make sure that your thumb is straight in with your fingers. Okay, not out like this or above or tucked in under. Okay, they are straight out. So basically like if you went from set and then you went to a T. So this is fists, this is blades. When we're doing a motion drill, you're hitting your T, you're gonna be in fists. But usually when we're doing a jump, we prefer blades. Okay, so next thing we have is broken T. All we're gonna do for the broken T is bring our arms in like this. Now notice my little cinnamon rolls now are facing forward. Also notice I don't have my elbows up like this and I don't have them down like that. I have them straight out. I just came from the T and came right in like that. Another thing, my fists aren't together like this and they're not way out here. They're right here. So you went from there and just brought it in. Okay. Also notice on my fists, when I make a fist, look at where my thumb is, how it's kind of reaching over to my ring finger. So it's not like this or this. What else do we see? Tucked in, none of that, okay? So you're gonna bring these fingers down and wrap this one around like that. That's what your fist should look like. All right, so we have our broken T. Next thing we're gonna do is a punch. We have a right punch and a left punch. On any of our motions, right and left. For me, the way that we define it is which arm is up in the air. Okay, so if the right arm is up, that's your right diagonal punch, K, L. I think that's it with the right and left. And if the left arm is up, we call it the left, whatever the motion is. So I'm going to mirror you. So I'm going to put my left arm up, but you're going to put your right arm up, okay? Because you're on this side. So in a punch, we're going to take our right arm and we're going to punch it straight up. Now the punch and the goalpost, those are the two motions that you are actually going straight up. Okay, so this one is not forward in front of us like this. It is straight up and it is right next to our ear. Now that doesn't mean that we're like this. We are still relaxing our arm, but we are going straight up. In the punch, the hand position, make sure you have your little cinnamon roll facing forward. it is going to feel awkward until you're used to doing it. So what we see a lot of like this is not the right way. See how my hand is not turned? So you gotta turn it that way and straight up, all right? Now the other hand, you're gonna have a fist and put it on your hip, okay? So that's your right punch. I'm mirroring again, so your right arm is up on your right punch. Now on the left punch, you're gonna put your left arm up. All right, all the way up, straight up, little cinnamon roll facing forward, fist on your hip over here, okay? Great job. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is a diagonal. So again, when we say right diagonal, that means our right arm is the one that is up higher. So in a diagonal, the upper arm is up, so this is your right arm, okay? Big cinnamon roll facing forward, it's basically like a high V. Your other arm is down in a low V, making a diagonal. Now again, be careful, don't have them back like this. They are in front of our body, okay? Big cinnamon rolls on both hands are facing forward. All right, so then to do the left diagonal, we will put our left arm up and our right arm down. I know that was surprising, right? Okay, so then we have what we call a half diagonal. Okay, so let's go back to our right diagonal, and what we're gonna do is bring our arms in kind of like we do on a broken T. So your little cinnamon rolls are facing forward, your arms are about that far apart. Okay, and then we can switch over to, that would be a left half diagonal. Okay, so we use this in choreography a lot, it's cute. All right. It's actually in our motion drill, which we will cover in another video. So we have that. Now we have what we call an L. An L, technically, if you're facing me, you know, it needs to look like an L, right? But we do it in both directions. So we're going to call it a right L and a left L anyways. The right L is going to be when we have our right arm up. So everybody put your right arm up, straight up, just like your punch. Okay, little cinnamon roll facing forward. Check that hand, because I see this all the time. Check it. Make sure it's all the way up. The other one is out in a T. Okay, big cinnamon roll, little cinnamon roll. All right, to switch that, to go to the other side, we're gonna go like that. So double check your hands, little cinnamon roll on top, big cinnamon roll on the bottom. Oh, and see, I had my arm down like that. Yep, because your arms are gonna get tired from doing all this, right? So you need to make sure that your T is straight out. So this is like, oh, gotta get up and tight. All right, also, did you notice my shoulder kind of pulling up because I wasn't paying attention over here? Make sure your shoulder is staying down nice and relaxed. All right, so then we have our K. I love the K, it's so fun. So let's see, the K, I'm just trying to think mirroring left and right. We're just, okay. So we're gonna step out and our top arm, that's your right arm, okay? Do this with your right arm. Big cinnamon roll facing out. It's like in a high V. Bottom one is punched across our body like this, okay? Does it look like a K? Maybe. Maybe if I do that, does that look more like a K? I don't know. All right, so we're gonna switch to the other side. And so let's first take this bottom arm and go up into the high V, and then let's just pull that one down into the punch across our body. So make sure you have your big cinnamon roll on top and your little cinnamon roll on the bottom. Okay? All right. So the next thing we're going to cover, wait, this is a lot of them, huh? All right, we're going to do daggers. Daggers are really easy. You're just pulling straight into your body like this, okay? So your elbows are like down at your waist and you have your hands in fists. Okay, again, we're not just kind of hanging out like this. We always want to have strength and tension and energy in our body. This is a big difference, right? This doesn't look so good. Tight. Okay. From daggers, we're going to do flares. Just means you wiggle your fingers. Got some spirit fingers, flares. All right. Okay, next couple things, pretty easy ones too. We're going to do candlesticks. So the candlesticks, we put our hands straight out in front of our body, our arms. We have our big cinnamon rolls facing up toward the ceiling. And make sure your arms are straight here, so they're not up, down, they're just straight out right in front of you. Okay, And then all we're going to do for the next one is we're going to turn our hands like this. And this is called buckets. So now our big cinnamon rolls are facing each other, okay, like we're carrying buckets. So candlesticks, we're holding the candlesticks, and then we're turning down and we are carrying the buckets. Okay, next thing we're going to do is goalposts. Now, I know this one's going to be hard after doing all these other ones. Let's turn back to the candlesticks, and then we're just going to go straight up. Okay, really important on the goalposts. We are not forward in front of our body. These ones are straight up by our ears. Okay, little cinnamon rolls are facing forward. This one, we start seeing this a lot because it is hard sometimes to get your arms straight up in this position. But I know you can do it. You just got to keep working at it, okay? I also, on this one, a lot of times see the shoulders coming up a lot. So make sure your shoulders are down. Work on this one a lot. It's going to build up your triceps there. It's a good one. Okay, from there, we can do what we call tags. Okay, this basically is reaching back and like your tag on your shirt. Okay, so we call that tags. This one you'll see in choreography sometimes. Cute one. And then we have muscle man. So muscle man, you're just showing your muscles. Okay, that's muscle man. So that's all of them. You got through all the motions. That's all we're going to learn. So let's go through them one more time. I'll call them out and we're going to hit them. Okay, so we have set or clean. We have star set. We have our clasp, clap, high V, low V, T, broken T, right punch, left punch, right diagonal, left diagonal, half diagonal. It will be your left half diagonal, right half diagonal. Then we're going to go to our L, and then we're going to switch to the other side. We're going to do our K. We're going to switch to the other side. We're going to do daggers, flares, candlesticks, buckets, goalpost, tags, and muscle man. Okay, great job, gemstones. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and work through all those. Really do it in front of a mirror. Make sure you're doing them properly, because with motions, it's all about muscle memory, right? So the more times we hit that motion, the more our muscles are going to automatically go there. Now, if we are going to the wrong position, our muscles are going to keep trying to go there. So you need to start from the very beginning, making sure that you're doing it right. So make sure you get in front of a mirror and just make sure your arms are in the right spot, okay? So you're practicing and giving your muscles the right memory. Otherwise, we have to retrain our muscles, and that is a lot more work. So start out right from the very beginning and take it at your own pace. You just could work on one each day and perfect it, and just go from a clasp to that motion and back and forth. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.